So I am a heavy pruner of my tomatoes. I'm doing it over here and also adding in my baseline to support them. I have already added most of my baseline to these guys, but I've got to go through and prune, and those tomatillos over there need a heavy prune. I did this last year and my tomatoes were super abundant. I am in a little space growing 17 varieties of tomatoes, and I want to be able to also grow things underneath them, like the marigolds, and there's some basil down through here and just other things. They need to have space themselves, and they don't need to get too leafy. So whenever you have a tomato plant, once it starts fruiting, like starting to put out some blooms here, everything beneath it, leaf-wise, is not needed. It's getting all of its energy from the leaves that are above it. So I trim all of that. I'm going to trim that one too, but I trim all of the excess leaves that are underneath where the fruit starts. And then I trim off any suckers, maybe not all of them, but if it branches off in a V higher up on the plant, sometimes I'll leave it, but it just depends on how much space they're taking up, how much shade they may be casting on the other plants around them. So I've got squash here beneath these guys, and they have got to do a prune. You can see I'd already started doing that, which allows sunlight to the things underneath. So this guy needs a prune again. You can see this is a big sucker here that needs to come off of that guy because it's going to get in the way of my squash that I'm growing down here. So I'm a heavy pruner of the tomatoes. And then I use these little sod stakes here, and I tie my twine, and everything is going up. This is just baling twine off my hay bales, and then I tie it to something across the top, and these are old awning supports my trellises for my tomato plants. And then I use tomato cages for my squash and companion plant those things. So trying to do a little cleaning up tonight.